10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Is brought to you by Lloyd's Construction and Consulting, providing first-class construction services on 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hit it. All right, some concepts and rationalizations from the sports world coming at you right now. We call it the 10-minute drill. Beef at the end of the drill. What are we handing out today?
Oh, Danny, you know what we're doing this week, Danny.
What are we doing, brother?
We're getting the lead out, dog.
Oh. Yeah! Winning?
That's living. Love it. Yeah, classic
You have become
album.
that old man that messes up every lyric.
Live. March 12th at the Florida Theater. They're doing Zeppelin 2. It's one of my 11 or 12 favorite Led Zeppelin albums. Friday, March 12th, 8 p.m. Pair of tickets to this today's 10-minute drill winner, or you can pick them up online as well.
Good basketball game in the NBA last night. Brooklyn and the Clips kind of went down to the wire. Brooklyn almost blew it. It was 118-108, and then Clips got within a point or two, and then the Nets closed them out. So, but a lot of talent on that court, man. It's going to be interesting. I think Brooklyn's going to win the East. I think Brooklyn's going to be in the finals. So, I think all that weight is going to work.
Look, for now, Harden is deferred. He's not pounding the ball into the ground 50 times.
Well, he did at the end of the game last night. I watched. I was just curious to see.
Well, that was a shot. He's shooting far less than the other two. He's getting triple-doubles every night. He's a cistern-double.
Yeah.
He's been the one, which, I'll give him credit for that. Mm-hmm. If you're the one that's coming in, joining, you're going to have to I'll give credit for this. Somebody made a good point on the text line directed at how I position these NBA players, and it's fair. Mm-hmm. Because I will particularly, to me, it matters if you win, right? Mm. And you're not a superstar if you don't win. Well, here's James Harden. He can't win. And so if he goes to somewhere where he's going to try and win so he can, quote, be a great player, according to my definition, then he's a ring chaser.
Yeah.
So, if he could play like that, maybe he can. I just don't know. We're not going to find out if this works or not, though, Dan, until we get to those alpha dog moments in the postseason. And that's when if you're going to have any problems, it's going to be at the end of games, Game 4 against the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals when, Kyrie dribble drives and KD's wide open, or KD forces a three and Harden's wide open, or,
right.
You got three guys, and it's not utter selfishness. You got three guys who all think that they're the best option.
Yes, they do.
So we'll see. But, man, the Clippers also blew a big lead last night. It wasn't just the Nets.
Yeah.
Clippers had a big first-half lead, and
first half.
They don't have enough, the Clippers. Paul George isn't a good enough second guy against a team like that, or against the Lakers. So
yeah. Dangerous had a triple-double, but that's not good news for the Wizards because he's had 5 of them this year, and the Wizards are 0-5 in those games. Which is interesting.
Meanwhile, you know who's coming together pretty good?
Who?
You got to give this credit. Give this sports franchise credit, man. Mm-hmm. The Houston Rockets.
Yeah.
They somehow managed. I mean, look at the eras that they go through. They've completely turned over. They had James Harden, and they had James Harden and Chris Paul. Then they had James Harden and Russell Westbrook, and now they have none of those.
Yeah.
But they've somehow, this guy Christian Wood is really developed. They've got Wall. They added Oladipo, and they're going to be right back in the playoffs again.
You think?
Yeah. I mean, they're on a win. They're like 10-8. I think they're in right now if it started, and they started terribly with Harden.
I don't think they're getting in the playoffs. I mean, they would be now, but
that's a pretty good. This Christian Wood, who you've not heard of yet, is a super good player.
Yeah,
so I think they will get into. I think they're definitely a top 10. Okay. I mean, a top 8. Well, top 10 this year.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. The West is a little tougher. The team, by the way, that has just confused the hell out of everyone, and it might be taking a little steam out of his greatness label, is the Mavericks.
Yeah, I don't great because we have their pick.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Dallas, man, but they're really.
They've had a lot of.
He is getting frustrated, Luka.
They've had some COVID issues, and Kristaps.
He's been around for a while now, though. He's been back for a while. He's not playing like he did last year.
He's not playing like he.
Dallas is 8-13. There's only one team in the West with a worse record, Minnesota, and that's a shock because Dallas not only made the postseason last year, Luka really extended. Like Luka was the favorite to win the MVP. He ain't winning the MVP. He's probably not in the top 5.
No.
They had that really good series. Was it the Clippers they played against? He hit the big shot.
Mm-hmm.
And, here they are, and they're out on the outside looking in.
Well, it's National Signing Day in a second part 2. It's really become very watered down.
Anticlimactic.
But I will say this, and a shout out to all the kids around the area today. There's a bunch of kids in a bunch of different sports, including football, who are signing NLIs today, and they will celebrate, and they should.
Yeah, across all.
Yeah.
Listen, if you're a parent and your kid goes to D3 Rollins College, you are just as excited as if you're a parent who's sending his kid to Alabama to play for Nick Saban.
And you should be.
And you absolutely should be. And you should be as proud of a wrestling scholarship to Lenore Ryan as the guy who got a basketball scholarship to Duke.
Yeah,
it's
terrific.
And a shout out to all you parents out there. And I know your kids by now, as they go off, they understand everything you've done for them. But, the camps and the leagues and the travel teams and
You've invested in it.
You've invested a lot of time, and you've enjoyed it, too. I know that I did. There's nothing like it. I know that you still are and will be able to for a couple of years at least. So
No, it's great. And so, anyway, congratulations to all. But it's interesting, like, the Gators will not sign anyone today. They're not – it's just odd when you think back to what National Signing Day was 5 years ago. I don't know how many years we've been doing it this way now. It seems like it's probably more than you think. Because to me, it's only been a couple years, but I'm sure it's been much more than that. But you think back to what National Signing Day used to be, man. Oh, my goodness gracious. You would go all over everywhere and do shows on it.
I don't like the 2 dates. I wish they would either end this one or... Yeah. It was so much more fun and dramatic when it was one day.
Well, what it's done, too, I think it's made this, and with the portal and everything, it is so year-round now. It's a constant.
Almost all of them go to school now.
You probably have, if you're a coach right now, we'll talk football here, college football. If you're a major college football coach right now, you probably have more issues to deal with than anybody could even imagine. You probably have kids coming to talk to you all the time. What's my role next year? Should I stay? Should I go? That's the transfer portal. Then you've got to hit the transfer portal as well. And then, you've got the constant, okay, well, we got these guys in the early signing period, but these guys are leaving to go pro. Now this year you've got guys who are staying. Like at Florida, they've got 4 guys who are 6-year guys coming back. If I'm not mistaken. I think the DeLance kid is back.
Yeah, he came back. So did Stuart Reese.
Stewie Reese came back. Moon is a 6-year guy.
And Rick Wells from Reigns.
So 4 6-year guys are coming back, which is great. But it's just so you got to balance that. You probably had to tell kids who you offered that there's no scholarship for them. It's a constant headache. But and while. How do you sign nobody on a signing day and it be a good day? Well, that's how it is for Florida.
Well, you've got your class put to bed.
Yeah, and you added you knew you were getting a running back who was a 5-star a year ago.
What was the purpose of adding this one in December? Why do we have 2? Why didn't they just move it from February to December?
Because
if they're all signing in December anyway, and it's not like you're not allowed to sign. I don't know why there's a formal day again.
How many?
Like if you don't sign on signing day, that doesn't mean, oh, well, you're screwed. You don't get to sign. So teams can still be recruiting and signing kids, but it just won't be on this particular day. Like there will be athletes still remaining after today who will sign in the coming weeks and months. So I just think in a way it takes away from the spotlight and the excitement.
There's 5 guys at the top, 6 of the 89. I'm just going down the list.
I think I saw 13 of the 300.
Is it? Okay.
I think, yeah.
I'm 7 at 111.
Yeah, it's 13 of the 300, which isn't very many at all. Right. I mean, think about it.
No, not at all.
But FSU has a little bit of drama. They're in on that receiver who's like 120th, and if they get him, he's going to solidify a top 30 class, which it could be. I mean, at one point we looked at them; they were in the 40s.
Okay.
And they've settled up to 30, and
okay.
They've got a decent receiver class. Obviously, the McKenzie Milton, is the transfer doesn't count, but
it does count though in a way.
Well, I'm saying it doesn't count to their recruiting ranking.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like Florida will be ranked 13th, I think. But if you put after some attrition and such, but if you added those, listen, I'll take 13 with Eric Gilbert and the running back. Gilbert can do it. Gilbert's a stud. You don't know about the running back yet, but you're going to find out. So. That kid from Clemson who went to Lakeland High School, Bauman. Is that Bauman or Bowman? So anyway.
Which one? The one that
transferred to Florida. So
it's Bowman.
Bowman.
With Bauman, I was thinking of the guy that got punched. Clemson linebacker. Wasn't he Charlie Bauman?
Oh, Charlie. Yeah. So, so anyway, we'll see how it goes.
Jimmy Johnson was with the boys on the lunch bunch yesterday.
Bowman, by the way, was 23rd in the top.
No, he was like the top running back
last year.
Now, we'll see if he's got game. Hopefully he's got game.
Yeah.
Lorenzo Lingard was a 5-star, and he didn't do a damn thing.
Yeah.
Barely played.
Yeah.
So now Bowman, he's not leaving. Like, they care that he left. Like, you get the sense in Miami that Lingard left, and it's like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
You didn't live up. You're not who we thought you were. So Bowman's got to be who you think he was.
Yeah.
Or it's not really.
Well, Tank Bigsby and Bijan Robinson were the two other running backs ranked ahead of him, 20 and 21. And Tank Bigsby is at Auburn and was very good. And Bijan Robinson at Texas was unbelievable down the stretch. So those are two really good running backs.
Well, and I'm sure that he'll – and look, the other side of it is, Dameon Pearson going in the first round. He's a solid little running back, and he's got a lot of experience now. So they'll have Pierce back too. Obviously the quarterback change, and you're gonna have to really. I think Wells coming back is a little bit of a help, Dan. I know he didn't play a ton, but he's been down there in the system. I think he will get some playing time next year, and it's a body who's got some experience, and he's played in some games. So because they're so green at the receiver position, I think Rick Wells is a worthwhile return for them.
Oh, yeah.
He has not got to play hardly at all,
Yeah, that's the one thing. He's, and again.
But he has played some, and I think there's a skill set there that could explode. I'm not, predicting that per se. But
it'll be interesting to see.
Anyway, Jimmy Johnson was on XL Primetime yesterday.
Okay.
And we talk about all of the hardships, perhaps, of jumping from the college to the pro and the adjustments you have to make. But Jimmy, who knows better than anyone, going from a national title at the U to a number of Super Bowl championships with the Dallas Cowboys, he knows there are advantages as well. And yesterday called out one major advantage that Urban has as he starts here on the ground floor.
He's extremely organized, and on top of that, he's going to have a big advantage, an advantage that I had when I went to Dallas, and that he knows the college players. So it'll give him an edge as far as drafting outstanding players. On top of that, he's got one advantage that I did not have when I went to Dallas. He's got quite a few draft picks and a lot of cap room.
Which we knew, and all that just makes sense. Jimmy talked about some other things. The NFL and college are very different, and you better recognize that and adapt with it. He thinks, though, Urban will be able to do that. He says that Herbs is already changing the culture in Jacksonville. And Jimmy Johnson's in the group that thinks the Jags could show significant improvement, maybe even to playoff contention next year, one,
we will
right
have
out of the gate.
Certainly the expectation level will come along with Urban Meyer going
And it helps that
Jags.
Houston is in such flux. And, very quietly, Matthew Stafford to the Rams is a small victory for the Jags because it means he's not a Colt.
That's a good point.
Right?
Yep.
All right, let's step aside. That is the 10-minute drill. Oh, we're going to ramble on because we're going to allow caller number 4 to take home the Get the Lead Out tickets.
Yes. Call number 4, 641-1010. Going to get a pair of tickets to Classic Albums Live on Friday, March 12th here at the Florida Theater. They're doing Zep 2, pair of tickets to caller number 4, or you could hit the box office for the Florida Theater online and pick up your own.
We have a Brunch with the Tour coming up with the 8 o'clock hour still ahead. The Daily's Double Take will also present you the top 5 here on a Wednesday morning and much more. It's a CPR Contracting Wednesday on the drill.